Yo, it's our Strange Ideas podcast where we're making our intro to make the world a worse place. Here's Danny Boy.
What up? I'm Danny Boy. This is Chris.
Hell yeah. Praise Jesus Christ. So let's get into it. Our intro is just going to be telling you about how we feel, where we came from, and what we want to do with this podcast. We're going to start with me since I'm the one talking right now. This is Chris, the
Selfish.
worst one. Oh, dude, so fucking selfish. I want the spotlight on me always. I'm the cool one. But yeah, here we go. I was born within the Mormon church. I live in Wisconsin. And really, I just didn't enjoy my experiences within the church. I felt like when I was within the church, I was bored, felt like a chore, and everything just seemed so bland. And I know those are all really redundant a little bit of the chore, boredom, bland, and I guess I would just add, I just didn't feel enlightened. I did not think the teachings were very powerful. I did not feel their scriptures or their holy book was very powerful. I just felt, in the end, empty within the church. I had a lot of friends outside the church, and that really was how I was able to compare what I liked, what I found exciting and meaningful compared to what I didn't. And I'm not going to lie, whenever I was hanging out with my friends or listening to music that was outside the guidelines of the church, I was happier. I was myself. I could interact with others how I wanted to. I could just be me. And I think that's why, unlike my brother right here, Danny, I left the church a lot earlier. I was pretty much deeply questioning around 12, and then 14 to 16, I called myself a Mormon, but I didn't attend church or even attempt to rekindle my relationship with it. And then at 18 to 17, I should say 17 to 18, I just completely left, and then I finally embraced the full term atheism or agnostic. I don't really give a fuck. I'm an atheist, but I don't care if someone calls me an agnostic. Labels to me are just almost just useless because I just don't care what box you put me in. I'm going to thrive and survive how I want to within it. And that includes bitch. Call me a bitch. Don't care. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to tell people like, hey, you know, if you're bored, if you don't have like the same kind of relationship with the church that I did, it's a lot better on the other side. I have been so much happier. And I mean, granted, like, this isn't going to work for everyone because I know some people that leave the church become depressed. And I was the opposite. I was depressed within church. But yeah, I just want to tell you that, you know, I'm here for you. You can always contact me, have questions, love to hear from you. But yeah, let's go to Danny Boy. Let's see because his experience is different from mine.
Yeah, I'm Danny Boy. Yeah, I was the opposite. I had lots of friends in church. I really enjoyed it. And just because I enjoyed the church so much, it was just kind of always easy to follow the teachings. The relationships I had in there, like, helped me follow it. And then, like, I got that, you know, that dopamine rush from feeling like I was good, functioning as like a good member of the society within it. And so I really believed for around 18 years, you know, almost what a lot of people would call a goody two shoes, probably on the like, you know, more serious end of like following all the commandments.
I remember on Sundays I was not allowed to leave my room so that you and the others would not see me not going to church. And that was probably because they didn't want to taint your ideas with my sickness.
Yeah, we lived in that perfect little bubble, and Chris was like trying to pop it constantly. No,
Dude,
just kidding.
I was really complicit, actually. I don't think they know how complicit I was, because when I realized it, I was like, that was really fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
like, how secluded I really was during that time, and I didn't think it was weird because I'm like, oh man, they don't want people to know, they don't want people to see me, and I'm like, that makes sense, because, you know, and that was when I kind of embraced that I'm a bad person. I'm not there. And that was when I still was looking really down on myself because I wasn't in the church. I mean, I actually felt good about myself, but I still looked at myself as, oh, I'm still evil because I'm not going to church. And I still had that baggage attached to it. But I'm still in your light. Selfish Chris. Continue, Danny Boy.
Always that selfish. No, just kidding. Yeah, and so I just honestly always really believed, but I never really could say I knew. But I never had anything to really push me off of that belief portion. And so I just believed and believed throughout most of my life. And then I thought I believed enough to go on my mission, which is pretty common for most adult males, like when they turn 18 to go on their mission. If you don't, you're kind of looked down upon.
It's a stain on your record for sure.
Right, yeah. Like
I know some women won't date people that have not gone on their mission.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty much expected.
I think even some men have that expectation for their women as well, but it's much more common within females. But it's not right, it's not for everyone, but I do know that exists within the culture.
Oh, absolutely. It's a pretty big expectation. If you can't make it, it can cause some serious like stress on people. I know a lot of kids that stressed a ton over telling their parents they weren't going on their mission.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But anyway, so I went, and the more I tried to come to know, the more I taught people who didn't believe it. I thought they were like perfectly fine people, and it didn't matter whether or not they accepted it. The more I read the scriptures, the more I prayed, the more I realized I just wasn't getting those confirmations I was told my whole life I would. And as I kind of talked about before, like it all kind of just came from that social experience that made me feel really good. And so eventually I just realized that it's not God making me feel this. It's just, the bonds with the people around me. And so I just kind of embraced that and left the church, came back from my mission, and started forming my new, values.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the foundation, my interactions and personal stuff. So that's how I fell off. Didn't happen until after I was 18. And so yeah, we're gonna talk about that kind of experience, like our beliefs around what atheism is,
how we're gonna defend it, how we're going to honestly attack other positions, which would mostly be religious ones, of why our position is valid and that not only deserves an equal footing, but that we think is a better position entirely. And it's okay to disagree on that. That's just how we feel, and that's what we want to promote. We want to promote our values, and we want to say, hey, we think that this is really cool because honestly, it's changed my life in the best way possible. I've become a much better person. I'm still shitty. I'm still a shitty dude that still needs to learn more and actually grow. But I can tell you so much that I'm happy to meet this guy than I was the guy within the church. I am much happier knowing that person's in my past and is not going to resurface. But
yeah, and I think it's done tons for me as well, because I've been able to just really establish what I know and believe about the world, and kind of abandoning all those like I can't think of exactly how to word it, but essentially like when it's told you by the church, you just kind of believe that's the ultimate truth, right? And by being able to leave those ultimate truths and kind of learn nuance and
learn skepticism.
Right. Well, and just like learning like, oh, they say alcohol is bad. I can see alcohol is dangerous, but has these benefits. So when used in this scope, it could be good, possibly, if you're the kind of person that can handle that.
Yeah.
Right. And so just learning those differences has really allowed me to grow as a person. And that's kind of why I really like it.
And even just to see others as humans too, because I know if I was a church, it was a very much us versus them mentality of, oh, we're the only ones spreading good. I mean, other people are spreading good, but just not enough good. Well, we're spreading the most good. And now I can very much appreciate other people's efforts and their beliefs rather than it just being an us versus them mentality, because I just don't have that thought process anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm not perfect with it because, human ability and human flaws just always will sometimes get in the way, but I'm trying. But either way, again, we want to go in the direction of saying, hey, if this offends you, if this hurts you, we're going to try to be respectful and we're going to try to do it in the best way possible. But yeah, we probably will say offensive things, and we probably will honestly bring in material that you don't enjoy and you don't like. But we want you to listen, though. And we want everyone to listen because we think that we are cringy enough to listen to, and we are cringy enough, but not cringy enough to turn off. That's what I want to put.
Yeah.
God, see, you know how cringy that was, even just me saying that. I couldn't say it
Easy.
right. But hey, don't take our ideas for it, because these are just our strange ideas.